left on red. You thrill me with just a smile. With the whole world crumbling, I pick now to fall for you. Day 4, March 16th, 2020. Oh, that noise. Hey, how was your flight? Oh, I see, this is my job. What? Okay, I have control over this little cube. Oh! How was your flight? That's extremely loud. Let me turn that down for you. Okay, so, he says doing it wrong again. Okay, so this is a game about, the recent past, about somebody who, is in college, I think, and the lockdowns from, March are all starting, and their life is kind of going a little bit out of hand. It's crazy, everyone was wearing masks. That's insane, or yeah, totally overreacting about all of this. That's insane, but I'm glad you made it home safely. Thank you. Oh! When did you go home? Saturday night. Okay, top tip, you need to jump and then move, not move and then jump. Saturday night. This music, it's freaky. Nice. I miss you already. Oh, no I don't. Did your parents make it home alright? Yes, they did. My sister is coming home next Monday. That's good. Have you seen any from high school yet? Have you seen any of your friends yet? These noises, they are evocative of an era in my life. An era I'd be very happy to forget. No, but yet my friend Sam and I have plans on Tuesday. Sam, a guy or a girl? Oh, what are you guys going to do? It's interesting, isn't it, that we have guys and girls, but at the same time we can say guys to mean both. I find that very confusing. I find that very confusing indeed. Not like in the terms of, you know, like how to actually... By saying this, I don't find it... It's just an oddity of the modern English language, is what I'm trying to say and failing miserably at saying. You get the idea. It's an odd way to respond to IDC, but never mind. IDC, IDK. I'm gonna go to bed now at 6 in the evening, probably jet lag. What? So, whoa. Oh yeah, I forgot the time zones are a thing. Yes, exactly. Good night. This is a very interesting way of progressing with a, like a sort of a, well, a visual novel for want of a better terminology. Day 7, March 19th, 2020. Live with that, I suppose. 1 PM and 3 minutes. I have got to get better about this jumping and then moving thing. Excuse me, I had a little snack earlier. It's all gunged up in my throat. It's TMI that you don't need to know. I'm bored. You? Me too. This is getting crazy. But I guess we've just got to stay at home. It's interesting. Well, I'm hesitant to say that this is interesting to sort of remind myself of how it all started. I was going to say as we near the end. However, it would be rather foolish to make that kind of prediction at this point. Every single restaurant is closed. But obviously, you know, it was a fair amount of time ago. So either way, it was. I'm confused by the top. There seems something of an overreaction. But never mind. What was I talking about? I have no idea. It was quite a while ago, so you know it's interesting to look back on this sort of this interestingly a sort of point of life that everybody has been kind of been through at the same time. Perhaps, I don't know. Her mom won't let her leave the house. Oh dear. That sucks. Hopefully you'll be able to see her soon. So this should be a little bit more crazy saying that's 7 minutes in, but oh gosh, what was I talking about? Oh yes, this will be a slightly more laid back, relaxed, slightly sort of just slower, more, you know, just a little more like evening reading or something. I don't know. I'm trying to fill time and talk about something while we wait for this. Talk later. Don't mind me, I'm just going to fall off a cliff. I'll give her a chance. She only came off the phone for 60 seconds. You don't start panicking until about 3 days have passed. Whee! And now my little cube friend has died. Day 18, March 30th, 2020. That's better. I've never seen that particular homogenizing of words before, but interesting. How are you doing? I need to not do my normal visual novel for this, because the normal visual novel voice does not work well for this perfectly ordinary conversation. Just relaxing, trying to keep busy. It's also kind of weird hearing that, given the fact that I'm literally doing the thing that I started doing because of this. This is the thing that I started doing, so to kind of keep myself occupied. So it's kind of it's a bit weird, sort of a bit meta, I suppose. Boing. Seen any good movies recently? I don't think if I've seen any good ones recently. Haven't really. Netflix has run out of good movies. Not that I had many to start with, but you know what I mean. Parasite. Sounds exciting. I love Parasite. The cinematography is so sexy. There is a sentence that I never thought would fly out of my face. What kind of movies do you like? Oh gosh. Good comedy, sucker for rom-coms, horror, or sci-fi stuff. To be honest with you, and I'm probably going to offend somebody by saying this, you know, you can't please all of the people all of the time. To be honest, I like all of them. But, if I were to describe the movie I'd most like to watch this evening, it would definitely be a comedy. Nice classic one, nice Carry On or something like that. Solve this headache of mine. Me too. Did you go to the movies a lot? Back when that was a thing that human beings were actually able to do? Do you know what these little darting things in the background remind me of? I can't remember what they're called. They're called like eye floaters or something. It's where you like, if you look at a bright light for a while, you look into like a really white space. Risky, but it's worth a try. Oh. Maybe I should... Oops. Oh, well, I'm dead now, so I don't have an opportunity. I see, I didn't really have a choice then. What was I talking about? Oh, yes, if you look at like a very white surface, you can see like little movements on your eyelid, which I believe are... What? Hopefully they'll open back up, that would be so sad. Do you mean it would be sad if they didn't open back up? I assume so. But yes, I think it's movements of tiny amounts of blood and tiny amounts of sort of tissue fluid moving around in your eyes. And these sort of slight movements in the background that we've got here, they kind of remind me of that. No! I didn't mean to do that. Can I go back? I'll play the entire game again if I have to. One text is fatal. I will play the entire game again. Right, where were we at? Day 18. Yes, let me start back at day 18, please. Oh, okay. Can I start again at day 18, please? Yes, thank you. Okay. Right. This time, we're gonna get the right message. We're gonna say the right thing. That's Bella. That's what we were supposed to write. One of my friends is calling. Talk later. Whoa. Also apologize if you can hear my spacebar constantly going. The spacebar is the jump button, and the spacebar on my keyboard is very noisy. I am trying to find a nice quiet keyboard, but it's an absolute pain trying to find one. Day 20, April 1st, 2020. Poor pussycat. Sheesh, the parallels to my own life is frankly terrifying at this point. There's some genuinely shocking parallels here, but never mind. Who was that supposed to go to? Another girl I'm texting, one of the boys, oh no, I was just joking. I suppose we should probably be honest rather than anything else. Tell you what this little cube reminds me of. I'm trying to remember what it was called. Was it called Edge? Or Tilt or something? There was this game on... I can't remember what it was. Like one of the Nokia phone games or something. Where you had this little world you went around and you were a cube, and if you sort of tilted on like the edge of something, if you sort of tilted on one of your sort of lines, you could sort of balance on a wall, and then you could move around. It was like a little platforming exercise. It was a very weird game, but this little cube kind of reminds me of it a little bit. I don't know why. Today seems to be the day where I reference every single game I've ever played, so we may as well reference one of the first I've ever played. Okay, this is a development that I did not predict. Since when? I suppose. I found out this morning. That's crazy. I'm here if you need anything. Wow. glad to see at least some of the parallels to my real. No, I completely stand utterly corrected. All of the parallels are absolutely, entirely, and thoroughly accurate. That was really sweet, though. Oh, gosh. Stop playing with my emotions. I'm not entirely sure I would be so kind with my response, but never mind. I had to get somebody. You did a very good job. Oh yes, I'm so glad I could be your scapegoat. Idiot. Never mind. Let's just move on and completely forget that this embarrassing moment in my life ever actually happened. Have you ever been fooled by anyone? Have you been fooled by anybody else today? Have you learned to read the English language, Phil? No? Then why are you playing a visual novel? That's because you're an idiot. No, usually on the 1st of April, I shut all my windows, all my blinds, turn off my phone, turn off my computer, turn off absolutely everything, and hide under the covers for about, I don't know, 13 hours. Also, I would just like to point out the one thing about April Fools that everybody always forgets. If you fool somebody before noon, you've done it properly. If you fooled somebody after noon, you are the fool yourself. That's a little aspect of April Fools that absolutely nobody remembers, but looking back at how it used to be, that was one of the original rules of the game. Just pointing that out there, in my own defense, but never mind. Doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Let's get on with life. Day 46, April 27th, 2020. How's it going? Boing. $10:34 a.m. It's going. What about you? Not so good, or doing good. The reality of the situation is that I am doing perfectly average. Well, that's a very full text message, isn't it? Been up to anything interesting? Jumped up any mountains? Bear hugged any demons? Wrestled any abstract concepts to the ground? Man, these people can exchange a lot of text messages in 60 seconds. I don't think my internet's that fast. Going on some hikes. Cool, I love hiking, or nice, what's your favourite place to go? I don't know where this is set. I haven't seen any indications of colloquialisms or locations that, spellings that might indicate locations, so for the time being we will assume nowhere in particular. What about you? Have you been up to anything exciting? My harmonica came in the mail today. Nope, we're just working out. I certainly did not work out over, over the lockdown, so I will suppose we will, I don't know, I'm tempted to lie through my teeth because I feel like a harmonica, I mean, no offense, if you play the harmonica, good for you, and if you're good at playing the harmonica, good for you. It has its place in the musical spheres. I just think that place is a very infrequent and very minimal place. But let's pretend, I suppose at least I've got big plans. Oh yeah, for the harmonica. All of those great big superstars out there with their names in lights because of a harmonica. I don't mean to be making a joke out of this. If you do play the harmonica, that's fine, but seriously, come on. Can I ask you something? Oh. Can't believe we're in our last week of school. Oh, last of the middle of April. I come from last of the middle of June. I know, we're sophomores now. It's America. Right, that answers that question. It's crazy, it doesn't feel right yet. I have no idea what a sophomore is. Does that mean first year, second year, third year, 767th year? I have no idea. I feel like we're not ready or can't wait for next year, though. I should imagine after being locked up for so long, you didn't want anything. The worst part of life is... What are you talking about? Can't wait for next year, though, but the worst part of life is waiting and... Okay. That's a bit of a strange thing to say. Is this how normal people communicate? I don't know. I communicate via smoke signals and shouting. Is this how normal people talk? Because this is not how I have ever talked to anybody in my entire life, and I've talked to a fair few people. Anyway, how are classes going? They've been going alright. I haven't been going to many. You? I've been going to all of mine, or I've lost all motivation to go to any of mine except, like, one. Well, I'll be honest, it wasn't really a lack of motivation, it was more a matter of constantly oversleeping to the point where I just overslept every virtual lesson I ever had. So, I suppose this is closer to the truth. They've got the timing on this done nicely. Do you think school is going to be online next semester? No, I would actually lose my mind, or it's impossible to tell, really. Well, I mean, if this isn't America... Actually, no, I'm not going to make any comments about anything whatsoever. I have always said that I will keep politics completely off this channel because it cuts through people like a knife cuts through butter and it causes divisions, and I'm here to entertain. So, not going to discuss politics, we are not going to discuss any of that, we are merely going to read this. That would be the worst. Yep. Yes, but I spoke with the CEO, and we agreed that wouldn't happen. Okay, try the joke or try the non-starter? I don't know, try the not particularly entertaining joke, and sincerely hope that it gets us somewhere. Ah. The gamble played off. Played off? Paid off, is what I'm trying to say and failing miserably. Got to go to class, talk to you later. We didn't fall down into the abyss this time. Day 50, May 1st, 2020. Are you up? You bet your bottom dollar I am. Now I am. Yes, what's up? Or no, I'm asleep. Hilarious number 3. Right. And I didn't realise this was going to be a platforming game. Oh, I was expecting this message to have come at like 3 in the morning. Not at 10 minutes to 12, at 10 minutes to 11. I don't know, I'm just feeling extra sad tonight. I feel the same, or... Sorry to hear that. What's got you down? It's a bit therapist-y, but never mind. What's got you down, kiddo? I really should not have recorded 6 videos in one day. Never mind, it's stupid. Woo, that's a long distance. I'm sure it's not stupid. Well, technically I didn't do 6 videos, I just did 6 games, which were probably going to come to about 3 different videos, but you get the idea. You get the point. I've done a lot today. My voice is getting rather hoarse. And from that menu, there were quite a lot of days to get through, so I could be completely hoarse by the end of this. I just feel so alone. I also apologise if this woman suddenly develops an extremely gruff voice. That's just going to be the way it is. Like, I talk to people every day, but I don't feel if any of it is real, and I don't know how much longer I can do this. Really feel alone, you know. That sucks. that sucks. That sucks. I am sorry you feel that way, or I will always be here for you if I don't manage to fall off this small blue ice cap. Thank you. I'll get over it. Why did I not fill up my water before I did this? Or maybe I did and already got through it. I don't know. I just don't know how much longer I can do this. We're in this together, or I understand. It's tense, because so often it's the ones at the top that I want to do, and I'm afraid that if I misjudge the distance slightly, I'll fall down to the bottom and say the thing I don't want to do. I'm starting to cry again. Please don't cry, or I'm so sorry. This is very sad. This is a lot more in depth than I thought it would be. Do you feel the same? There's a question I've never been asked. What do you mean, or totally? No! Great. Well, I'm just curious to see what it says at this point. Yes, I will restart. Yes, I'm restart. I don't care how many times. I will restart every single day if I have to. I'm going to say the things that I wanted to say rather than the things that I ended up saying because I was a twit. Day 160, goodness. That's a lot of days. Okay, right, this is the perfect opportunity to give my voice a quick rest. Let's have a little jump cut. Right, this time let's do it properly. Hang on, this may have been the wrong decision as well. I'm now not convinced. Making conversation over text is impossible. Communication is 93% non-verbal, or I'm having no problem. If you said the bottom answer, you're a twit. Just putting that out there. Well, a lot of communication is non-verbal, so purely going over text does make things really rather difficult. So what do? I don't know. We're all in the same boat, or we're just going to have to get through it. Well, I'm not really one to advise current trends, but perhaps a video call would be the solution. That would allow at least for some non-verbal cues to be a little bit greater, make it a little bit more human. We'll just have to get through it, and everything will be back to normal. I mean, not everything. Things will never be completely normal again, but they will hopefully get relatively normal again. One day. You're right, thank you. I'm going to try and sleep now. Good night. Imaginative, but never mind. That's my boy. I was going to say that's a reference. To be honest with you, that's probably too vague of a reference, isn't it? In the sense that it's been used in millions of things. I don't know. There is no charm equal to the tenderness of a heart. That's the start of a sort of a song I'd sing. Had a lot of S's in it. Day 52, May 3rd, 2020. How have you been feeling about everything? 7:22 p.m. A little better, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Or at least I'm capable of saying 75% of that sentence. Oh dear. I'm sorry. You remember the night of Jackson's party? What are you talking about? Excuse me for a moment, I have a cheese and onion sausage roll stuck in my throat. Right, that was an unpleasant experience. I'll be glad I edited that out. Gosh, that was not pleasant. Do you remember the night of Jackson's party? Of course not. Do you honestly think I'm popular enough to get called to parties? Of course I don't. We got bored and we went for a walk. We lay down under the big oak tree and looked at the stars through the leaves. You told me about your childhood, and I told you about mine. Sure, what about it? Oh yeah, I remember. I remember. To be honest with you, if you're only just in college, you're probably still... well, I suppose, is that your childhood anymore? Young adulthood? I don't know. There's no nice mathematical cut-off point for the end of being a child, which is a bit of a shame. It would make things a little bit easier. I think about that a lot. Me too. I wish I... Me too. Period. Interesting, I would have at least gone for the triple period. Does triple period have a specific name? What a ridiculous question to ask whilst making a video of entertainment for the... I don't know, this is a weird game and this is a weird video. Don't expect anything regular out of this, alright? Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something first? Or of course? Of course you can ask. What's up? I am the human Google. Present me with your questions. If the payment isn't Nurofen, then I would be very happy. Okay, but you have to promise not to hack me after. I promise. I don't like that promise. I promise. I just needed to cut my nose off first. Of course, I promise. Assuming the question is, you know, would it be alright if I murdered you and consumed your spleen or something? Why did you never ask me out? Why do you think? Because you're way out of my league, probably, as it usually is in my case. I didn't know you felt that way, I didn't want to screw things up, or I was just about to. I mean, it's about the closest to the reality of the situation. I just didn't want to screw things up. Oh, I see. I really wish you had. Just gonna, just putting this out here, like, just putting this out here. If you fancy somebody, and you think that they fancy you, and they haven't asked you out, regardless of your sex or your gender, your financial status, your social status, your political beliefs, your religious beliefs, what type of trousers you wear in the afternoon, or which province of France you particularly like to dance in, you can ask them out, okay? I don't know why there seems to be some sort of a thing that's going on in the universe at the minute, but this archaic belief that the man is the only one who's able to ask people out, and that the woman can't do that, to me seems ridiculous. If you fancy somebody, bite their leg off. Not literally, it's a figure of speech, but you know what I mean. It's my biggest regrets. Well, at least you have something to look forward to now. Anyway. It's, I don't know, it's just sad to see people in a sad situation thinking, I really wish this person would ask me out, and they don't do it themselves. I don't know, I mean, chances are, if you're reading the signs properly, that they're interested. They probably just think that you aren't interested. Try. The worst they can do is say no, and at least then it's easier to move on. Just know that I think you're great, apart from the fact that you keep falling off. I'm going to lose my mind. Thank you, or I think you're great. I don't know. I just, like, it probably sounds really grandiose and really egotistical for me to say this, but I want people to be happy. And it just makes me sad when people seem to have problems that seem very easy to solve, and yet they don't seem to solve them. Sorry for bringing this up, I just want to know how you felt. I feel quite bad because I keep falling off this thing because I can't jump properly. Don't be sorry, I'm glad you did. No worries. at all. I was meaning to ask you anyway. I wish you hadn't. Don't be sorry. I'm glad that you did. I don't know. I'm going to head to bed now. At 7:30? I thought we were college students, not 9-year-olds. Come on. I don't claim to understand people. Not even in the least do I claim to understand people. The heart has its reasons, of which reasons knows nothing. Of which reason knows nothing. You might be thousands of miles away, but you've never felt closer to anyone in my life. Depressing, isn't it? Day 69, May 20th. Cue some inevitable really terrible joke, or not cue some terrible, generic, terribly childish joke. You up? Apparently it's only 15 minutes before bedtime, so you better get the conversation done quick. Yep. What's up? I've got something to tell you. Just bored, been thinking a lot. I don't know what it is I have to tell you, but I suppose I do have something to tell you. I don't know, do Americans go to bed, are they? I don't know. Ooh, do tell. I've been listening to a lot of music recently. Okay, and the song I'm listening to right now reminds me of you. This would be a point where I interject a song about something very uncomplimentary. Let me have a quick think, see if I can think of one. No, I genuinely can't. All the songs I know are actually kind of complimentary rather than otherwise. Oh, no. I only know one of these, and I regret that I know Wouldn't It Be Nice, because it reminds me of a terrible, terrible game that I hate with all my heart. Somebody Like You. That sounds vaguely familiar. Oh gosh, I suppose now I'm going to have to listen to all 4 of these in order to make the best decision, isn't it? Sheesh. Right, give me a minute, I will listen to all of these, assuming they're not by people I absolutely despise, and I will get back to you. Right, okay. Okay, research has been done. So, Wouldn't It Be Nice, you're probably familiar with if you're in the gaming sphere. And now my mind has gone black and I've completely forgotten what the song is about. I think it's about like 2 people that want to be together but they can't be because of some reason or another. Juicy is the longest song I've ever seen in my life. I don't know, I only read the first paragraph. It seems to be a man talking about being a bit cheesed off about some people that weren't being very nice to him. So that's a bit sad, but it doesn't seem particularly relevant. Falling For You seems a bit more like her perspective on the situation than where I'm at. And Somebody Like You, I haven't actually heard the song itself, but upon reading the lyrics, this seems to be the most accurate to the... Yes! That is the exact one I found. Yes, that is the name that I found. So, this seems like the best option. Right, we're going to completely ignore the fact. We're going to completely ignore the fact that I spent 10 minutes looking up songs and reading the lyrics in order to figure out what the answer to this question was going to be. I miss you, you're so annoying, or I miss the sound of your voice. Why would you say you're so annoying? That makes no sense. Anyway, I miss you, and I miss the sound of your voice. Deary me. Right. That's so cute, I miss you too. Do you maybe, or I miss your smile? Do you want to call sometime? I mean, I don't guess this is too forward. At least I wouldn't think it was. Yep. Oh man. Just to know that everything was going to go so well. Day 72, May 25th. What the heck is going on? What? Never mind, just some ranked you. What is going on? I guess I'm talking to somebody else. I don't know. I can't see what's going on. Has the game broken or something? Is this supposed to be happening, or have I just completely gone out of my mind? Sick, how's it going with you-know-who, by the way? Oh, okay, I'm just talking to somebody else. Okay, that's fine. It's alright, I just don't know how to get, like, to the next level without actually being there. It's going really well, I just don't know how a sustainable relationship can develop over text. Yes, I'm guessing some sort of bug has developed. 100% I feel you. Just got to be strong. And when we're back, you're... What are you... I don't know. I'm familiar with most of the abbreviations that have developed recently. I am not familiar with all of them, however, so please forgive me if I... Oh gosh, I dread to think what this is. I don't know. I'm tired. I've got a headache. I'm really, really confused by what is going on at the minute. But never mind. It doesn't matter. Oh, gosh. I think I need to restart this. Give me a minute. Is ranked a game? I'd assume so. Oh, what is going on now? Oh, dear. What? I didn't see these before. Like, select day. Yes, okay, if I just go play again, is this gonna work or not? What's going on? I think I've broken the whole game. Day 80, May 31st. Hooray! We did it. I forgot to ask. Have you got any summer plans? Other than attempt to find the perfect way to stand next to a window in order to tan yourself, as seems to have been most people's summer plans. 11:27 a.m. I did? Oh. What happened, or... What do you think happened, hmm? What do you think went wrong? A certain thing called this entire year happened. They all got cancelled. I'm very sorry. That thump, that like heartbeat is very disconcerting because it makes you think that something terrible is going to happen. I just want to see all my friends again. You will soon enough. I'm not entirely sure that was the right... Okay, now it's a little better. It's alright. Let's go back to the thing about so much communication being non-verbal. It's very easy to say things and mean one thing but sound like you meant something else. I don't know. Maybe it's just my paranoia coming in. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. No, I'm definitely crazy. Nope. My dad took away my Netflix. Piracy is not always an option. What did you do then? What? Why did he do that? Be sad. Yeah, me too. Why did he do that? Stupid man. I don't know why I'm trying to get right in the middle of it, but... Been up to anything else? Other than naturally plotting the revenge and the horrible murder and mutilation of your father, of course. Other than that, have you been up to anything exciting? I've got to go, I'm sorry. A new sort of dynamic is developing now. I mean, I'm probably, you know, overblowing the entire situation before it's even any vague evidence has developed, but never mind. Day 98, June 18th. Wow, it's gotten Hello. Do you miss me, or have you been out of the house much? Any opportunities to get out of the house yet? 1:13 p.m. Not really. Still quarantined. I've got to go. See you. Still going on lots of hikes? I'm still confused how you can get this many messages out that quickly. Seriously, are some people really capable of typing that quickly? Yeah, but not as many as I'd like to. Do you think things will go back to normal with us when we get back? I was just thinking that's a very interesting question to ask. How's the weather? I cannot even begin. I cannot even begin. It's fine. Not as good as the weather back at college, of course. Yeah, the weather's been really nice here. Or I have to go. I don't know why it's constantly giving me the option to leave. I'm not entirely sure what that... why anybody would choose that answer, but yeah, weather's been nice here. This is really meaningful, substantial conversation that's really developing our relationship, isn't it? Now that is something actually worth saying, which is why I'm not going to say it. Oh, I see. One of those conversations doesn't even have a proper ending and just sort of fizzles out like a damp squib. Great. That's an interesting opening. That is a more sensible opening. Oh gosh. I don't know. I feel like I've done nothing but criticise the method of communication, and for that I apologise, but you know what I mean. I don't know. Have you been up to anything new? Do you have any regrets? That's an interesting conversation opener. I meant to ask to help you with your bags when you were moving out. I suppose we're in the middle of the road. Red, 20 minutes past 4. Oh gosh, it's starting, isn't it? No, it's not. Alright. Excellent. We've delayed the inevitable for another few minutes. No, we haven't. Me and my big mouth. Day 132, July 22nd. You ready to go back? (3:56 p.m.) There's not a lot to read here, alright? I am trying to give you something, and I've completely run out of things to talk about. Just trying to give you something. We've still got a long time, though. Oh, I'm not even given a clue. I'm given a little bit of a clue. Yeah, but aren't you excited? A little tiny bit. That was a strange place for my brain to go. Be very glad I didn't voice that thought. Sorry, it's late. It's late. It's late and I've dropped my thingamajig. Yeah, I am. Just worried. Worried about what? Oh. Day 160, August 19th, 2020. See, we're rearing up on the reality of the day. What you up to? At least that one wasn't horribly abbreviated. 2 minutes past 1. Just finished unpacking all my stuff. Now that we're back, want to grab something to eat? You had me going there for a minute, kiddo. I thought you were going to back down from it. Interesting development. Very interesting development. Oh, that's alright. Never mind. It's alright. I like how they've also staggered the typing speed. It's very accurate. So, April Fool's is in August now as well, is it? Would you kindly stop pulling on my heartstrings? She thrills me with just a smile. Oh, it's the harmonica. Oh, I actually got halfway decent with it. That's nice. Oh my giddy aunt, I look disgusting. With the whole world crumbling, I picked the right time to fall for her. Distance means so little when someone means so much. I love her. And that's the beginning. And end. Of everything. I don't trust. Something's still going to go wrong. Don't wait. You never know when you might be too late. Realistic mode unlocked. Okay, so before we dive into our generalised bits and bobs, what's realistic mode? What's this? What's the difference in realistic mode? Do I actually have to type things? Or should like the time pass differently or something? How does it differ? Don't wait. The time will never be just right. Some real truth in that sentence. Day 70, March 20th. What? Why are we starting here? Hey, how's it going? Okay, I'm curious to see how this is different. There we are, thank you. I was getting a bit worried then. I thought maybe your thumbs had dropped off or something. What does it mean by realistic mode? Does it mean the narrative has changed? Rather than the style? I'm supposed to jump off, am I? Because I will. No, I'm not. Okay, I'm presumably just supposed to wait. Alright, if you insist. Waiting is something I am extremely good at. As a man who finished school at 4:30 in the afternoon and didn't get home until about 8 o'clock, trust me, I know how to wait. I suppose I may as well, have my few thoughts about this game, while we're waiting. something is going to happen, right? Is realistic mode the sense that it just kind of takes forever? In which case it might as well just be a messaging app at the side of my computer, which I could use while I'm editing or something. I don't know, but you get the idea. Technically, this game is fantastic. The way that it's presented, the messages, and the kind of the styling that it does with the sound design, and the way that you make choices, it's a very interesting development of what is basically a visual novel. So instead of just clicking on things, you actually have to select them with this little cubic doodle we know here. Why did I say that? Crying out loud. But no, it's a lovely development of a style of game that I'm familiar with, and it's nice to see that. I don't know how applicable this would be in any other situation, but it's always nice to see an innovation in a creative medium, I suppose, to use some big words that I'm not entirely sure the definitions of. But it's good. It's really good. It's very honest. It's quite real. This is going to be a tricky one because I'm not entirely sure whether to put this in with the rest of the sober games or to not do that. Because as much as I could say it does deal with a topic that's quite am I going somewhere or trying to do something? I don't know. I'm not actually supposed to do anything else. I might type space. No, okay. I'll assume that this is just what it is for the time being. Because no, it deals with a topic that, as much as some people might say, your sober games have been about schizophrenia and depression and anxiety and that sort of thing. All very serious topics. At the same time, this is a serious topic. Not just stuff in general, but I don't know. I'm trying to phrase this in ways that I can, I don't know, say the things that I'm trying to say while at the same time not looking like a complete idiot. Actually, do you know what? This video has probably been like an hour long. If anybody has actually watched through this far, you probably do not think I'm an idiot. So I suppose we'll just go in hook, line and sinker. This deals with a very real topic, because being ghosted is an extremely unpleasant and sad thing. It's a very I don't know the words to describe it. It's not a nice thing. It's a very unpleasant thing, and it's done for different reasons, and different people can make different conclusions about what they think of people that ghost. But it's a thing that impacts probably everybody at some point in their life. I'd be very impressed if any person in this day and age has managed to completely avoid being ghosted at some point. And it's a thing that can have an enormous impact. It might have a very little impact. It can have an absolutely enormous impact on you. But it's kind of pulling me in the direction of making me think that I should put it in with the rest of the sober games. At the same time, kind of my humour throughout the video, I feel like that maybe that hasn't been quite as conductive to how I usually try to treat a sober game. But I don't know. This game tells its story very well. It describes the situation very accurately, it portrays it very accurately, and it does it very nicely. It does a very good job of doing what it set out to do. And if there's any one thing that, without again wanting to get too grandiose, I would want anybody to take away from this, is that line that it said at the end about the time never being right. If you are in this sort of situation, the only thing that I can ever say to you is the time will never be right. If your brain is saying, no, wait 5 more minutes, the time isn't just right, the time isn't going to be just right. It never will be, it never has been, it never can be. It's never going to be the perfect moment, it's never going to be the perfect situation, because there are too many variables. It's just a great big mess, and the best you can do is try to minimise your chance of regretting something that you never did. So the only thing that I can say is that if you're in this kind of situation, I sincerely hope that you will try, because the worst that can happen is, well, the worst that can happen is you get left on red. And at least then, you don't regret that you never at least tried, I suppose, which is possibly a slightly easier state of thinking to live with than knowing that you never tried. I don't know. I'm not trying to therapize anybody, I'm not trying to philosophize, I'm not trying to do anything, I'm just trying to, like I said before, with the bit about, come on, sentences form. When I said that I want people to be happy, and it makes me sad when I see situations develop that could be solved, but people don't solve them because of some social stigma or some social rule or some sort of something that really needn't exist, but is just there because of reasons, and somebody's suffering because of that. The whole way of, as we were saying, with some people possibly feeling that they can't ask somebody out because it's the man's role to ask somebody out. In the same way with these sort of sober games, that's kind of the thing that I'm trying to do. I'm trying where and when I can, in a slightly more serious aspect, to just maybe help somebody somewhere, even if it's one person, a little tiny bit throughout all of them, just to feel something a little bit more positive than what they felt before. And I don't know. I hope that's what they do. I don't know if it is what they do or not, but this has been a very interesting experience. I'm starting to believe that this is never going to change, but this is very good. This is very interesting. This is very different, and I like it very much. So that was Left on Red. I hope you enjoyed it. I apologise for going off on such a tangent at the end there, but this was good. I really genuinely enjoyed this. This was an extremely interesting experience, but thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.